Hey, here is a quick vlog. Last night I was doing some performance analytics in my database, and I was doing the PHP scripts so that I can get various analytics out of the database. And this time I was doing something where I can get some analytics the way I want out of YouTube performance. So in case if you have any YouTube channel, you can also consider doing the same the way you want. Of course, YouTube shows it in the analytics sections, and as a part of that you can monitor various aspects, and you can also monitor your earnings and views and other stuff besides the mundane counters. So this is something I thought it is exciting. I thought let me share with you guys. So here is my page. You can see here. This is something I just created. I'm still developing the same. I thought let me just shoot a very quick vlog. So this is not something where I would like to sit for hours or something like that, and I want to teach, but instead I just thought let me share like a sort of vlog. So in case if you have any YouTube channel, you can also consider doing the same. So you can see here, this is the page, and initially it was more empty. What I did is generally you can go to analytics, and I'm more focused about page views. Of course, we know that YouTube also considers watch time besides page views, and average watch time per day, average watch time for a video is more important besides just views. But still, having said that, even views, it represents like hits on a website. In a website, if you have a hit, that doesn't mean it is causing any impact, because finally you may get certain bounce hits, and bounce rate should be less. In case if you have a website, you should have some hits with reasonable amount of time spent on the website. So similarly, you should also have videos with some amount of reasonable amount of watch time for that video which is published. If it is a video for just 1 minute, of course you can have watch time for 40 to 50 seconds. And if it is something published for 30 minutes or for an hour, if you get watch time for just 5 minutes, it means that the video is not liked by many, but they are not disliking it, but they are not effectively watching that video for its true intended purpose, what you have created as a part of the YouTube creator. So if you see here, I'm more focused about views, and I have also put the watch time in minutes. So for that, generally you can go here and you can tell lifetime of your views. So if you do that, you will get this curve. You can see here. So earlier I used to manually go through the same, and then you can go to the last page, either this side or that side. You can see which is topmost performing and which is bottommost performing and stuff like that. So you can do the same. Here it shows, and here there are some removed videos. I think I have done some editing mistake or something. I have removed soon after publishing. So it shows something like this. So with this you can just monitor the same. And there's an interesting thing. You can go here and you can just export it as a CSV or else an Excel sheet. In my case, what I have done is I have exported a CSV, because I don't need to do this analytics with directly on some kind of Excel sheet, which some people may prefer in case if they don't have hands-on experience with the database and stuff. But I need more control on data analytics, so that whichever way I want, I can visualize the data, and I can interpret, and I can interpret what is exactly it is happening behind the scenes. That's the main focus of any data analytics. So you can just export the same, and once you export, you get this CSV files. So let us do an ls. You can get various types of CSV files. You can do cat esv video.csv. so you can see here it's one CSV file. So with this we can parse whichever way you want. You can even parse it in command prompt, cut -f1 -t. You can put comma, and you can tell second field. So you can do whichever way you want. You can parse the same. So this is some creation date, looks like 5, 6, 7 and things like that. So you can parse the same. And for that I have done an Excel sheet. An Excel sheet. I have initially analyzed this CSV file for its integrity. So once it is confirmed, what I did is I wrote a parsing script, something like this. So where in which this PHP script, what I wrote, takes this CSV file. I can tell whichever is the CSV source. Even my wife has a YouTube channel. I can tell that CSV file as an example. She just started recently, so it is a good use case where you can compare a channel which is very new versus a channel like mine. So you can take the CSV and then you can parse the same, and here is where I am parsing. It has several fields, as you must have seen here. So if you just do cat, you can see it has several fields. It's around 15 or 20 fields it has. So out of these fields I just picked some 3-4 fields, and in the database I created this table schema. You can see here video ID, it's a primary key, and I have created a unique key for video ID. I mean, this ID is just a row ID, and this ID is the video ID, which is the YouTube video ID. You get that, I think it is 11 characters YouTube ID. So this is the video ID, and then title and watch time in minutes and views and things like that. So this is more than enough to start with. If you want, you can put more things and you can analyze much in depth in case if you are interested. So in my case, I just need these things. So a couple of interesting things what I did is, as you can see, I have also done some kind of merge logic. So if you export this after 2 days or after 2 weeks, it may get new video posts, and as well it may get new updated watch time and views and stuff like that. So in that case, and even in case if you do any edit of its video title, even that is going to be updated. So in that case, whenever you rerun this with a new CSV, it's going to delete all the old entries which matches that video ID, I mean the YouTube video ID, and then it populates the updated entry. So this way I get this entire database entry up to date whenever I can get time to sync with new data. So this is something I added, that intelligence. So besides that, this is my main PHP file which it generates this page. You can see here, this I have just expanded, but the true size is somewhat like this. This is the actual size of this page. So for easy to view in this video, I am just zooming the same. So you can see here, earlier I don't have all this analytics. As you can see here, I just did this dump. So with this, you don't have the issue like over here. So here you need to go back and forth, and you need to navigate these multiple pages. It is quite cumbersome. If your channel is huge like mine, I have totally 324 published videos. But having said that, this is not channel which is something meant for entertainment or something. So since it has a selective subject context, I get limited views. Although it has so many videos, so it has limited subscribers and it has limited views, and I cover most of the times on Linux and other stuff. May not be that suitable in case if you are in tech industry, but you are in some other domain. You may be into Windows, you may be into Android. I don't cover such topics, so again it depends. So with whatever domain I chose, I get some limited views, but I get all around the world. So with that, of course, it is going to have that limitation in my channel. So with that 324 published videos, you can see here it tallies out. And one more interesting thing I did is, when I populated, I am removing this even if it is you get a CSV entry like this. So all these entries corresponds to videos which have been removed, published and deleted. So if it is deleted, its video name is going to be the same as video ID. I'm just comparing the same, and in the script I'm just removing those entries because we no longer need such entries in the database which is unnecessarily going to populate, and it is a defunct one. So I'm not tracking the same, I'm just tracking the published video parameters, so that we can get this out and we can analyze with our analytics. So this is the main PHP which generates this page, as I said earlier. So this PHP I slowly I added more features, and I added this color themes and stuff like this. So earlier it is just a dumb table it shows, but having said that, it has this advantage. You can see at your own comfort, you don't need to navigate like you see in YouTube. So this is something I did the way I want to, and I did this color coding so that it is sort of like a rainbow color theme I chose to represent the critical to the least critical data points. So if you see here, anything which is above 10,000 views, I represent in this dark red. Since it is quite dark, I can't put the same color font which is black, so I need to do that reverse color so that it has that contrast. And down below that you have all these videos within that 10k to 5k range, and then below that you have 5k to 2k and stuff like that. So beneath this entire range is this least performing video set, so which is like anything which has views less than 100, even for a channel like mine. So unfortunately I have such videos, around 33 videos, so you can see here. So with this I later added this plot graph. So to get the graph, I did this particular stuff again with PHP. I'm using the plot graph, and if you track my previous episodes, so somewhere I covered certain episodes on the same. It's about data analytics or something for tracking data analytics for system software developers and stuff. So in case if you are into web development, if you are into SaaS applications, this is quite easy for you, already. But in case if you are not in this domain, maybe you need to go through my certain topics so that you get some motivation, so that you can self-explore. So that is the reason I discussed a few episodes like scripting in PHP and MySQL for system software developers and kernel programmers, because they can use this for debugging and some kind of profiling and performance metrics testing and other stuff, besides thinking that this is only reserved for people who work in web and web applications. That is not the case. So you can see here I'm using the same for tracking. So with this I create my plot graph. So I'm using the same color theme. So with that I can get this graph you can see here. So this is quite interesting. This tells a lot the way it has been distributed. You can see here most of my videos are underperforming. Not even it has reached 10k views, although it has shot around a couple of years back. So with this you can strategize, you can change the way you shoot videos. You want to understand how it is performing, you can just get any picture you want, because this is not something quite easy to grasp. If you see direct analytics from YouTube, it is quite, you need to shuffle around, you need to navigate back and forth, and this is where this gives that advantage. So besides that I do get very less in terms of earnings, because it is all depends on the views per day I get, and it all depends on the subject you choose. I love this subject, so I'm fine with that. So I have another database table, and before that, before showing this page, let me show my database table. So this is one table I got for Linux channel, and the other table is this stats, and here I track even the money I earned and other stuff. As I said, sometimes I more focus on consultation and training. At this point of time I do get very limited money out of YouTube ad earnings, so that is not any main source of income as of now. So you can see here I track the same. So this database, if I plot, this is what I came with. So this is the total representation of that data point. So you can see here I can do a lot of analytics. I can do whichever way I want. I can calculate how many views are required to get $1, how many views are required to get 1 subscriber. I can do whichever analytics I want, which something YouTube may not show by default. So this is something I did cool with this data analytics. So this is my raw data points. From this data points you can just do whatever calculations you want, and then you can get that analytics out of the same. So you can see here, this is my total published videos, which is 324, which again tallies over here, which is 324. This 324 is not something I did select count of all that rows or something. Instead I did manual addition of these entries, so that I am sure that it is all tallied if it is counted manually. So it is somewhat counted manually. It is counting all this and then it is getting this number, so that it gives the confirmation that there is no errors or some kind of parse errors or something like that. So with that I am also counting this total time minutes, because this is what is the CSV file has. If you see here, this is the actual CSV file. The first row entry, it has all this field names. So exact I have copy pasted the same name and I have used as the column name for this table as well. You can see here video underscore ID, watch time, minutes, views, and video underscore title. So exactly I have copy pasted, so that it again easy to sort of associate when you do parsing. So I'm doing the same. So coming back to this, with that, before that let me just finish the same. So you have this watch time minutes. I'm doing a sum of all this entries and I'm getting so and so in minutes, and I'm converting into hours and I'm displaying the same, and the same way I'm counting all these things and I'm getting in total views. Sometimes it may not match. If I see in YouTube dashboard, because it is also adding those removed videos, so dashboard may show more views and more subscribers, whereas here it may not tally, okay, because this is I'm removing all those other videos. So it's fine, because I'm not bothered which are removed, because these are not videos which don't exist anymore. So I'm fine with that. So coming back to this table, as I said before, this table we are deriving the values out of here. So I can do all these things, and finally I'm putting all these graphs. I can derive the data points year wise. You can see here the channel started August of 2015, and then 2016, 2017 and 18 I have written functions so that it pulls that data year wise. So you can see here, this is the PHP file which I wrote, which corresponds to this page. So you get year wise, and with that I did this table below. I have even put for 2019, so that end of this year I don't need to again update. It will come automatically. After that I can add a couple of years after that. So same thing, whatever you are seeing here, this table I'm plotting over here, I'm putting over here, and then beneath that I'm putting this graph. So with that I can even have that analytics for earnings alone, and then for views alone, and then for subscribers alone, and the main important thing is also I track the amount of videos I published. Some months you can see here I published more videos. I'm able to manage to do more videos, and some months I have not done much videos. So you can see here sometime I have done only just 2 videos, September of 2016. For the entire month I just did only 2 videos. So this way you can do whichever way you want. You can plot and you can monitor, and you can see here the interesting thing is the amount of subscribers, and if you track the same, you see the trend of views versus earnings versus subscriber. I don't have any sort of increasing trend of subscribers, versus if I compare it with total number of views I am getting per month and per day, versus earnings versus the subscription rate. So this is something I can monitor. It is fairly constant. I got whichever rate I got last year, I'm getting the same rate even this year. And moreover, I'm not posting anymore in my videos, forcing anyone to like, subscribe or comment on my videos anymore. So maybe that is also impacting. And again, it depends on the accent you speak. Sometimes I get mails and comments saying that I'm unable to follow your English, why not you add subtitles and stuff like that. So since I shoot many videos in a month, sometimes I do try adding subtitles, but I don't get time doing those things. So this is what I came up so that I can track everything. I get that full bird's eye picture of this data points. You can see it's just bare minimum whatever I got, but with that we can derive a lot of information. We can come out with all sorts of analytics. So you can also see year wise summary. I can see total video shot, total videos I shot per day on average, total earnings I got per day on average, total views and total views per day on average, subscribers and subscribers per day on average. So and for 2016 it is a full year, so it is 366. I believe it is February has one more day, it's a leap year. So for 366 days total video shot is 95, and you get all other parameters. And similarly for 2017 and then the ongoing 2018. So far I have synced it on 13th. So once 14th have come, I just sync this data once in a while. I don't sync every day, but I generally sync it once in a while whenever I need to monitor something critical. And also in case if I promote via ad or something, then I just once in a while I monitor the same closely. So that's what it represents. And besides, I have done some more analytics over here, so that it gives that quick glimpse, because this dictates the total average views per day and other stuff. So this is also quite useful. So besides this, sometimes I generally, before even doing this, I was actually monitoring these aspects in my Google Drive docs. So you can see here, this is the actual Google Drive docs which I did. I was generally monitoring before even putting them into the database. So I was monitoring in this way, but this is not an efficient way. I don't much focus this anymore. So I can sync. One interesting thing is, you can see current subscribers is 5212. So if I just sync this value, I can get a rough estimate when it may touch 10,000 subscribers. So according to this, I may reach around 17th November 2020. The reason is I have per day average subscription rate is 5.2 subscribers. So it takes so and so time to reach 10,000 subscribers. Similarly, if I track the views, I get same sort of picture. If you see here, if I need 1 million views, it has totally so and so pending views. And if you calculate the total views per day divided by this pending views, you get so and so days. So today plus so and so days is going to be 3rd August of 2023. So it is going to reach 1 million views by that time. But having said that, this is not the case, because you have this increased uptrend of curve of this graph. So you can I can assume, okay, this month I may get around once again 16 to 17k views. So in that case, this is not going to be true all the time, but in case of subscribers, it is going to be somewhat we can predict, because I don't have any increase in trend of subscription rate. It is just fairly the same, and sometimes it is increasing randomly, and sometimes it is just remaining the same month after month. So this is how I extensively monitor my YouTube performance. And just as a fun, even I have included my wife channel as well. So you can see here, this is her new channel. This is about Indian women's clothing, sarees and stuff. So something she does some vlogs. So this is something quite different, and it is quite interesting, and I kept it as a part of learning standpoint, because end of the day, this is quite interesting to learn how the YouTube AI works the main point of doing this entire stuff is to understand how YouTube AI works, how it promotes, and also I'm very curious of doing some machine learning and AI analytics. So for that reason I'm tracking. It's just not about how my channel will perform or something like that. For that, that's the main driving force, and that's the main reason I'm doing all this stuff. So her channel is quite unique because unlike let me just quickly show her channel. This is her channel, Saris Are My Passion. So her channel is quite interesting, unlike Linux channel, because this is a tech channel. My total target audience is, if I go here, if I go analytics, the main target audience is mostly men. If I go overview, somewhere if I go down, you can see there is just 7.5% I get women viewers, and 90+% it is mostly male viewers. So this also, those viewers, so whatever it shows here is also specific to that subject, and whoever works in that domain watches this videos from this channel. So it is quite, has that restrictive or narrow band. So it has that selective viewers I get as a part of per day viewership. But her channel is quite interesting. It is quite different. It is meant for any women, mostly from women from India. So any women from India, whoever can understand English can watch this channel. So she has that advantage. This is not anything limited by any domain or subject or something. This is more like a vlog or entertainment, somewhere it comes in between. So, or else maybe some part education, because she of course shares certain technical stuff. So her channel is quite unique. So if you see her channel analytics, it is quite fairly new. So it has this sort of a curve. It is slowly going, right now the topmost video is at 296 views, and by another 2-3 days it may touch 1k to 500 views range. So her channel is quite different versus my channel, and if you see here, that's why this is completely different if you compare it with hers. So I just took this as a case study to learn exactly how YouTube SEO works. You must have come across this image, YouTube SEO. It's a sort of funny image. Once in a while I discussed in videos. YouTube SEO demographics or something. I see a chart. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, this is the image. It says and what basis it promotes your video, and what it puts that weight on that specific video you publish, number of views, number of activity on that video, means like, dislike, comment or anything like that, and audience retention, length of the video, and how many comments you have, how many reactions. So yeah, you can see here playlists and stuff like this. So this also matters. It's just not about you publish a video and expect it to be a hit. All these things matters. But having said that, since my channel is very specific for a subject, I don't care much about this, because end of the day we need to shoot videos for human beings, not for some machines, and I don't much focus this part, and I focus on more of shooting a video, and moreover I have my own way I get people who come and watch the videos, because I don't need to rely all the time on the basis of YouTube's suggested videos, and it promotes my channel. And because since I have the website, people generally visit here and they learn a specific topic. They go here, okay, and let's take example like network programming. So they go here and they learn a specific topic for that day, and they watch many episodes. I have seen even people who watches who does binge watching and stuff like that. So this works in a complete different way versus you have that lifestyle channels and stuff like that. Lifestyle channels may get lot of views and lot of user base, but it works completely different way when I compare with a channel like mine. So I felt this is quite interesting in case if anyone is thinking about opening a YouTube channel, all these factors come into the picture. It's just not some guy got 1 million views and why I am not getting even 1000 views. It is all depends on what is the topic you talk and what is that you want to cover and what you are good at in terms of producing that specific content. So that's what I am happy with this content. I don't need to do something like a lifestyle or something. I'm not good at it. So I just want to track so that I can learn and crack this puzzle with all this analytics. There's a lot to do. It's just a start. I thought it is now looking more interesting so that I can cover a very quick vlog like this and share with the guys whoever is interested. In case if you also have a YouTube video, you can consider doing out of your own. I'm not at this point of time, I'm not interested to share any of my scripts or my code because I just do a lot more analytics. What I just showed is just a part. I do even more analytics out of this and even more couple of channels. So that is the reason I'm not that eager to share my resources at this point of time. But having said so, I hope this is enough to motivate you. If you have the right caliber, if you have that right fire within you, then this may drive you once you start your channel and if you have publishing it your videos periodically, and then you need some kind of strategy to focus in which direction to go, because I have seen many times once you start the channel, you still don't know exactly what you need to cover and you'll be confused. With this video you may assume I'm done with this, I no longer have anything to teach or anything to share, but that is not the case. As you evolve, you know that there are so many interesting things you can share which others may not know, and that's the whole point of doing YouTube channel. So in between, if you see here some of my old videos, I have done really some dumb topics about some teardown of my Ethernet switch and stuff like that. So that's sort of off topic, but it's still fine because I took some learning curve, and it is something I have not promoted anywhere. Still, having said that, I got some 10,000 views. I can continue doing some product reviews and unboxing and stuff like that, but I felt myself I'm not equipped to do the same. Better I need to stick with core technical subjects and more advanced topics, and eventually I started promoting the channel for more mature audience, for system architects and system software and kernel developers. And this way I started steering this channel so that it has that right focus and right direction, rather than getting into all sorts of crazy things and losing this so-called focus. So with this, I would like to conclude this video. Hope you guys loved watching the same. If you have anything to discuss, be in touch via mail. Thanks a lot for joining me. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.